everybody, welcome to the MaffmanJones movie channel. I'm your host John Maffio, and today's featured movie is Spider-Man Homecoming. It's directed by John Watts, who previously directed Cop Car. It stars Tom Holland as Peter Parker Spider-Man, Michael Keaton as Vulture, Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, Jacob Batalon as Ned, and a couple other, well actually a lot of other actors, who if I mention all of them will be here all day, but the story is about Peter Parker, who is coming into his own as Spider-Man after the events of Civil War, where he was thrown into the midst of all these larger-than-life heroes in Germany. Now he has to go back and face the crazy horrors of high school, while also coming into his own as Spider-Man, learning what it is to really be a superhero, and having that great power that leads to great responsibility. I gotta say, I was really impressed with what I saw in Spider-Man Homecoming. It's a very restrained take on the character, and rightfully, justifiably so, because Peter Parker is this 15-year-old in high school. He just got his powers about half a year ago, I think, according to the timeline of the MCU. This movie is more about how Peter Parker, the origin story of how he goes from being the Spider Kid to becoming Spider-Man. Him learning how to use his powers, learning how to use his wits to survive against these larger-than-life criminals. For the most part, he's taken down these little tiny bad guys on the streets of Queens. But then you have Adrian Toomes, played by Michael Keaton, who has this flying contraption, and he's super dangerous. And they really sell you on the fact that this character is really serious about his business, and he will kill Peter if he has to, because he's doing what he has to do for his family. And like, when you really sell the fact that this flying dude is super dangerous to this little 15-year-old who really hasn't done much in his career as Spider-Man at all yet, that's what I really liked about this movie, is that it's very, very restrained on his character journey. In the previous movies, Spider-Man is this, like, literally larger-than-life icon who is, like, a role model for all these people in Manhattan, because he's swinging through Manhattan all the time, and he's this big hero. In this movie, he's just some kid in high school who's had his powers for a couple months, and he's just learning how to use them. And I really like that about this movie. I think the high school aspect is really great, too. We really get a nice camaraderie with all these characters. Jacob Batalon as Ned is a great best friend for Peter Parker, and their chemistry, Tom Holland and Jacob, they have great chemistry. I really loved what they were doing in this movie. High school does play a pretty strong part in Peter Parker's life in this movie, although we don't get interjected too much into the interwoven webs, get it, of, you know, the tangled tree that is high school, where, like, you have these people who know this person, and the relationships, oh, she's dating this person, he's dating that person, oh, but, like, this class sucks, and this, that. We get a lot of little doses of stuff. We get a lot of great actors playing teachers in the high school, but they delve into it just enough to see just how, you know, how much of a crazy life Peter Parker is living, doing that, being a 15-year-old, and also taking on this huge secret of being a superhero now that he has the suit and everything, thanks to Mr. Tony Stark. And speaking of the rich billionaire who has alcoholic issues in the comics, but not much in the movies, Robert Downey Jr. is really good in this movie. Thankfully, he's not in the entire movie. It's not really Iron Man 4, as people were worried it would be. But when Robert Downey is on screen, he really has this presence, and he feels like a father figure that Peter doesn't have anymore because of the loss of Uncle Ben, and I really liked how his character was used to kind of mentor Peter Parker. The action sequences were also a lot of fun, and they got better as the movie went along. I had to shout it out because I live on Staten Island, but it was really, really cool seeing Staten Island being represented in this movie on more than one occasion. And there is a few moments where the story takes particular turns. I really wasn't expecting certain things to happen, and certain parts of the comics are altered for the sake of the movie and changing it for this new universe that is the Tom Holland Peter Parker world. But I really enjoyed where they took the story and where it seems to be leading us for future sequels. Speaking really quickly about Michael Keaton's Vulture, I think he's one of the stronger antagonists we've had in the universe, and in speaking of Spider-Man lore, I think he's a really good first step in this new chapter of Spider-Man, in this second reboot of the character cinematically. I think he's written well enough, the character, in this movie, but I think Michael Keaton really elevates it with the way he delivers his lines, the way he carries himself. He just has such charisma, and you really could buy into the fact of him being a super nice guy and suddenly flipping a switch and becoming this super intimidating dude you don't want to screw with. in a matter of seconds. And that's all I have to say for now, without getting into spoilers, for Spider-Man Homecoming. It's a really fun Spider-Man movie. It's a really fun movie in general. I think if you're a fan of the character, you'll get a lot out of this. If you're not a fan of the character, you'll still get a lot out of this. If I had to compare it to the previous movies, I still think Spider-Man 1 and 2 are the best. But as a first entry into the Tom Holland franchise, this new beginning for the character cinematically, it's a great start. And I'm really excited for what comes next, because they got a great crew here, a great cast here, and I really want to see this universe for Spider-Man's world expanded. Aesthetically, there's a lot of cool things going on in this movie, although I think composition-wise and framing-wise, the movie is kind of bland, but the heart is in the right place for the characters, which is the most important thing for the Spider-Man world. Peter Parker is fully realized, and he goes on a great character journey from beginning to end, constantly evolving and learning new things along the way. I'm going to give Spider-Man Homecoming a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's a darn good Applebee's meal. I really liked it, but I think there's a lot of room to improve, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this next movies will take us. But now I want to know from you guys, have you seen Spider-Man Homecoming? Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it. How would you compare it to the previous movies we've gotten since 2002? And are you looking forward to what comes next? What villains do you want to see next? You know, if you know me, Kraven Hunter, I'm looking forward to that happening eventually, because I think he has a lot to offer. And also Mysterio would be cool too, because of the theatrics. If you enjoyed my review, please like this video, subscribe to my channel so you never miss a review from me ever again, and check out my social medias down below. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I'll see you guys next time.